Hiya! So, welcome to our robot letters, and today we're going to be actually having a go at doing the letter R, which I know some of you have been doing at home, so well done. We just need to make sure that we get it properly. So I'm going to teach you as if we were teaching in school. So first of all, we would do our warm-up. We always do our finger warm-ups to build those muscles up and also to warm them up. I have put a different video on because you've got so good at it now in school. So I've put a different video. The link is in the planning above this one. So stop here, pause now, and go in and do your finger warm up. Follow the man doing the finger warm up and join in with him. Well done. Okay, so if you've come back to me, you know that we are looking at the letter R. Now I'm just going to go in and show you our screen. Hold on. So we've been looking at the one-armed robot letters. These are the letters we're going to be focusing on all term. Okay, we'll just do one a week and take it slow. And then once you really start to get that pattern, if you want to go on ahead and learn them, as long as you've got that pattern correct, that's fine. Once you've understood the pattern, you can do it really, really well. We don't actually follow this pattern. So we will do the R, we'll miss out the B, we'll do the N, and then we go to the M, then we'll do the H, and then we'll do the B, the P, and the K, because the B, the P, and the K are just that little bit trickier. So we leave them until the end when the children are really secure with their pattern for the one-armed robots. So like I said, today we are learning the R, which is its correct name, and if we were doing phonics it would be the R, but its correct name is the R. And just have a look. So you've got here, we've got the sky. So for parents at home, we've got the sky, the grass, and underground. Have a look here and see, what can you tell me about the letter R? Have a good look at it. Okay. And first of all, is it up in the sky? No, it's not up in the sky. So we know we're not going to go up and touch the line at the top when we're doing the R. Does it go underground? No, it doesn't go underground. It sits on the line. So when we do our handwriting for the robot R, we are not going to go as high as the top line, and we're not going to go past the bottom line. So that's something to really remember when we start doing it. So lots of you have been practicing this at home and practicing the rhyme. So get your magic fingers. If you have a pen at home and you want your magic writing pen or your magic finger, get them ready now and we're going to have a go. I'm going to model it on here. Get your fingers ready. So we're going to, are you ready? We're going to start here on the line. You ready? Start on the line. Swoosh it up to the head, down to his toe, and back up, and over we go. We're going to do that one more time before we actually get any pens open. So remember, where do we start? Start on the line, swoosh it up to the head, down to his toe, back up, and over you go. And you can follow that on here. If you're finding that tricky, stay on this page, pause it, and use the letter R to practice going with your magic finger so that you get that formation and you get that rhyme correct. And if that's as far as you go today, that's absolutely fine. For those of you that want to move on, that want to have a go, we're going to have a look. Hold on one moment. We're going to go, and when I can find it, we're going to go into writing repeater. Hold on, bear with me a moment. There we go. Right, we're going to go into writing repeater. Now, I'm only showing you this. This is something we use in class. We can put it on the board and we can model it, and then we can play it, and we can walk around the classroom checking the children's work while it plays, and they can watch it. You can access this at home. It's absolutely easy. Just Google writing repeater. It comes up. The website is ictgames.com. and it's the mobile page writing repeater. So just Google writing repeater, it's the first one that comes up. And this is really, really handy if you want to model it for your child, if they need to have that visual in front of them, and then you can go off and leave them to their handwriting. So once again, we're going to say the rhyme together, but I really want you to have a go with your magic finger. As you can see me drawing it, I'm drawing on my finger pad on my laptop. So as I do in school, sometimes it's not as easy when I'm using the mouse. It's not as easy as doing it on the smartboard. So bear with me if I make a mistake. It's okay. We just ignore it and carry on. So let's say the rhyme together. Keep an eye on the screen, and we're going to start on the line. Swoosh up to his head. Now, am I going to go as far as that red line? No, I'm not, because we don't go up into the sky. So I'm up to his head, down to his toe, and as soon as I've hit that line, I stop. We're not going to go underground. Back up, over you go, and I'm not going to go all the way because we need that little head of the robot there, and then over you go. Okay, so say the rhyme with me again. Start on the line, swoosh up to his head, down to his toe, back up, and over you go. One more time. Start on the line, swoosh up to his head, down to his toe, back up, and over you go. As you can see, there's different ways of making lines on here. I like to use just the 2 lines because that's what they see when we use pages in school. So that's what I stick with, and then you can push play, and your child can watch the formation in front of them as it actually happens, and they can watch that over and over, and you can leave that in front of them as they're practicing. Okay, so that's a really good website that you can use at home and you can join in with. So as you're giving them tasks to do at home, at school, we have sheets that they practice on with their plastic wallets, and inside we actually put the letters we want to practice. So they're going over the top, they're actually tracing over the top, which helps them. You don't have those at home, don't worry. Right, so first of all, if you can see that, the lighting's not great. First of all, we use whiteboards. If you've got a whiteboard at home, or you can get hold of a whiteboard, these are really, really great, because they can wipe off any mistakes, and they seem to have a lot more confidence using whiteboards because they can hide their mistakes. Don't worry if you don't, but if you do have one lying around, they're brilliant. Poundland do them if you're ever around, or I think Tesco's do as well. So when they're first starting, first thing I would do is, using a different coloured pen to what they would use, I give them a couple to practice first of all. As you can see, I've also put the dots just to focus them every time when they're starting. It just helps them to remember the start of the rhyme, start on the line. So I would give them about 4 to practice, and what I say to them is, I've done it in red, and then I would give them a different coloured pen, and I'd say, I want you to go over the top and hide the red. When they're doing this, you need to watch them, because lots of them will do the formation wrong. They'll go back to forming their letters as they used to do, and then they're not practicing, they're just embedding the wrong pattern. So you really need to focus and watch them when they first start. So get them to do the first 4, and then you want them to carry on along the line. So when they've finished, you should have, these were red and they've turned them black, and then they've carried on along the line. Now, if you don't have a whiteboard, don't worry, because scrap paper is great for handwriting. And I'm not sure if you can see this. So I've prepared one for you. First of all, the other thing I was going to say to you is handwriting. So writing books with the lines, sometimes the lines are too narrow. Okay, so the children, if you think some of them have been practicing and they've got great big ones, so the lines are too narrow. So just by getting a ruler and a pen and doing the lines, depending on how your child is working, they might need to do bigger ones, they might be able to do them in the lines, they might need them sort of just slightly bigger. So draw the lines in if you need to. Don't worry about having plain paper, but they must be doing this on lines, because one of the skill is to think about where it sits on the line and actually make your letters sit on the line. Now, I don't know if you can see, yeah, you can probably see it. Can you see it there? What I've done here is a yellow highlighter. So use a yellow highlighter, or if you don't have a yellow highlighter, a yellow felt tip pen. Exactly as we did with the red pen, you do a couple first of all, You can give them the dots where they're going to start, and then they can draw over the top with their pencil. When they draw over the top of the yellow highlighter, you can see it hardly comes out at all. When they draw over the top, they can actually see their pencil mark clearer than the yellow. So they're using it as a guide, but then their work jumps out at them and your work slides away. And then that just gives them the confidence to carry on. So a yellow highlighter is a top tip. How to engage them. So this week you've got different skills. So one day you might want a plate. Put some icing sugar on. If you don't have icing sugar, flour's okay. Even if you want to use rice and things like that. Cocoa powder is another one they really, really like. Just put a fine dusting over the top of the plate. They lick their finger, and then they can do the pattern in the icing sugar or the flour or the cocoa powder. The reason the icing sugar is popular is because then they get to lick their finger at the end as a little reward. So that proved really popular last lockdown. Another thing, if your child is struggling, they can't sit at the table and do it. So see if you can find some giant chalks. Last lockdown, I managed to get some from Amazon and get them delivered, but lots of the shops are doing them. Giant chalks or smaller chalks if you want to, but the giant chalks seem to last. Send them outside, get them doing it, either stood up, standing up, they find easier, against a wall if you've got a wall at home, or on the steps outside so that they're a bit higher. So doing this all over. I have seen houses where they're covered outside by their front doors, where you can see the children have been practicing, but they love that. That's like naughty, and it gives them a chance. So day one, that's always a nice one as well with the icing sugar, because it's just a little bit more fun, and it's outside and it's active. So that's another way to engage them. Another way to engage them, what we've asked you to do, is rainbow writing. So get a different set of coloured pens. They can pick their favourite colours, and then you just want them to get them to practice, and they can change, you can see that very well, they can change the colour every time they do the letter. It's also great for tricky words, or if you're doing number formations. So some children, that really engages them. They love the idea of chopping and changing coloured pens, and they'll actually put them in an order and they'll follow that order. So that's ordering with maths as well, which is really, really great. So some children will engage with some of it, some children will love doing all of it, and some will want to just sit down and get on and do it right into their books. They're all different, so whatever engages your child. If you have any great ideas that you've had, post them on Tapestry. If you've done something different that's really encouraged your child to have a go, put them on Tapestry, and then we can share them with everybody else. So this week, when it's handwriting lesson, pick one of the activities and just have a go, do something different, and hopefully by the end of the week they'll really be there with their secure R letters, and then we can move on to the next one. Okay, any questions, just message me either via Zoom or on Tapestry. Take care, have fun, bye.